right, this is a presentation of Print Manager Plus Academic Edition. When I open the Print Manager Plus software, you will see that it immediately integrates with Active Directory on a read-only basis, displaying the Active Directory information that you need to get started with as far as implementing any quotas or restrictions to users, user groups, organizational units, or printers. And under this first tab, you'll see users. This will be all your Active Directory users displayed by username, the full name of the Active Directory user in the next column. The next column after that is the domain name, and Print Manager Plus does support trusted domains. Any account balance you have running for individual users. The next column over will show a total pages printed for that user, and this is by no means the reporting end of it, just a quick display of what you have going with each user. The next column shows printing restrictions, and this will show any restrictions that you're enforcing for each user. The next column over will show when is that account due to be updated again, on what schedule. And then the last column here will show the Active Directory group membership, and we give you a lot of different grouping methods in Print Manager Plus by way of Active Directory group, by way of Print Manager Plus custom group, or by way of organizational unit. The next tab over is the User Group Defaults tab, and this displays all of the Active Directory user groups that you're dealing with. And it's a way to enforce a setting on a whole bunch of users at once, and also to have a default setting for any user that belongs to the appropriate group from this point on. So if you add users to Active Directory in the future, they will automatically be set up with a setting the first time that they print, as Print Manager Plus will see that they're a new user printing through this print server. So under this tab, you have the group name, the domain that this group belongs to, what the default account balance is, what the default update schedule is, what the default restrictions are, and what type of group is this? Is it a Windows group or a Print Manager Plus custom group? The next tab over is the organizational units, and this is another grouping method in Active Directory, and it's a way to have a setting, again, for a whole bunch of users at once, and also a default setting for new users added to Active Directory from this point on. And the next tab over in this version of Print Manager Plus is the Printers tab, and here we're going to display to you all of the print queues that you're monitoring with Print Manager Plus, and we give you many different settings on how each printer is going to charge per page, what restrictions each printer might have, what group each printer might belong to, so on and so forth. So you have the default print queue that is being looked at here. Then you have the name of the print queue. Then you have what type of print queue is it? Is it a standard printer? Is it a large format printer? Print Manager Plus supports many different types of printers and all printers. Cost per inch or per page, depending upon whether it's a regular printer or a large format printer. And this is going to show you which setting each print queue is operating with, whether that be the default setting, which everyone shows as right now, or if you're going to take it off of that default setting and have it operate with its own settings outside of the default settings. Then we have a running total of pages printed for each print queue. Then we have the operating expenses for each print queue based on the per page values that are placed on each printer. Then in this column, it will show you any restrictions that are being enforced for each print queue. This column will show you, are you storing job history or not storing job history for this printer? And this is where the reports get their information from. Then it will show you the printer status as far as what are you doing with Print Manager Plus as far as this print queue is concerned. You'll see here that all of my print queues have the advanced tracking enabled, and this tracks all the full details about every print job that is sent through the print queue. And the last column here is the group membership column, and each printer is assigned to a group, and it's a very good way to get departmental reports, and as well as handles a few other features with Print Manager Plus, such as the multiple account balances for each user by way of printer group. The next tab in the software here is the Print Servers tab, and this is going to show you every print server that you're monitoring with Print Manager Plus as well as any workstations that have printers physically attached to them that you might be monitoring, and those would show up as type workstation. And then the print servers would show up as type server. In this instance, I'm monitoring one print server called Pathfinder 4. And under this tab, you can manage the licensing. There is an electronic update feature in the software that you can run, and it will update the software and all the components involved in the software right from your administration console, which you can run right from your desktop and not have to log into the server. The last tab here is the Reports tab.
Could I ask you something, Danny?
Yes.
On the print servers, does Print Manager Plus only run on a print server?
No, it will run on a print server or any workstation where the spooling is actually happening. So with that in mind, we can monitor any physically attached printers, which are attached by USB cable or parallel cable. We can also monitor direct IP printing. And one of the nice things about Print Manager Plus, it is really designed for either a print server environment or a direct IP printing environment. When set up in a direct IP printing environment, you would be monitoring all of the workstations that are sending print jobs directly to the IP addresses of the printers.
Okay.
Now, under the Reports tab, under this tab we have about 135 different reports built into the software, and these reports are all based on Crystal reports. And these are the in-the-can reports that have been requested by our clients over the last 13 years. The software is by no means limited to Crystal reports. It actually supports any standard reporting package, and a lot of clients are now starting to use SQL reports, and there are different SQL reports packages available for Print Manager Plus as well. And with those additional reports packages, you can do things like emailing reports, web-based reports, things like that outside of what Crystal reports can handle. The built-in reports handled by Crystal reports cover just about every base, though. We break it down by category. We have the user reports, the user group reports, by organizational unit, by workstation, by server, by printer. Print Manager Plus even logs the bandwidth being used by every single print job, and by monitoring these reports in large environments, you can get a good idea of how physical placement of your printers is affecting your network activity. Trend graphs that include hourly printing, daily printing, monthly printing, most active users, most active printers is always an interesting report to look at, all the way down to your color prints, duplex prints, copies, page size, a lot of very interesting trend graphs. Under Savings Reports, Print Manager Plus not only logs all the printing that occurs, but it also logs all the printing that doesn't occur. Anytime a print job is sent to a printer and does not print because of something you're doing with Print Manager Plus, it is still logged. So if a job is sent that meets a restriction and it is denied, or it was not released from a release station setup, or it was denied because of lack of account balance, Print Manager Plus still logs that information. It considers it as savings, and you can get a very good idea of how much money you are saving by using the different features in Print Manager Plus. Administration reports are very good for inventory and date of last use by printer, date of last use by user, user specification reports, different aspects about your setup in administering it, some interesting reports you can pull with this.